I've been producing on this network for nearly 4 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt until last Sunday that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
That's fine. I'm fucking tired. I ain't told I work with fucking children.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HMG 2025 End of Year Award Show. I am your host, Jimmy T, and my co-host to my right, he is the pundit of the people, the heart and soul of HMG, Ray Hernandez. Happy New Year to you, man, and welcome to the HMG End of Year Award Show. What's going on?
Happy New Year to all of you folks here. I know this was an award show, and I couldn't decide what tie to wear, so I wore them both. And I'm excited to be here with you, Jimmy, and of course our co-host. Oh, I have to do this?
If you want, you can go for it. I thought you
Ladies
were.
and gentlemen, he is not the fake one. He is the real RBV, Richard Bronson Vickery. Hashtag RBV Eats Out. What's going on, brother? We're ready to give out some hardware?
We have got some hardware, baby. We are going to be handing it out here. We got a handful of categories. We're going to run through them and a little bit of a 2025 wrestle wrap to kind of go back and put that little bow tie on the year that was. We'll talk about some of the big promotions, the big happenings, the headlines, and all of that. But we intentionally, though, we looked at what everyone else was doing award show wise, so we want to try to be a little different. So we might have some categories out there that you're not going to see anywhere else, a little exclusive to the HMG. But of course, Jimmy, thank you for joining us here, brother. Big Ray, I've been on you for a couple of days about this. Like, we had to make this work. We had to have you be a part of it. Me and you haven't done a show, especially where we can sit back and have a lot of fun like this in a while, brother. So I am looking forward to it. Gentlemen, here in the States, it is January 1st, 2026. We're ready to get going into a new year. But Jimmy T, I got to ask you, it's the second down there. You've already had a couple days to let this sink in. But, get like Christmas. We got the traditional Christmas that you think of, dreaming of a white Christmas. The tinsel, all that Santa Claus. Man, it's summertime down there. You guys are barbecuing. How was your New Year, man? What are you guys doing with the family?
Just chilling, man. Just everybody just chilling. I don't do big New Year's anymore, man. I used to go down to the city and watch all the fireworks and whatnot. But now you wouldn't even catch me anywhere near downtown, man, with the amount of traffic and just the people everywhere. I'd rather stay, back at home. So I just had an easy one, man. Just chilling with the family and just saw a few friends, and that's about it, man. But other than that, our Christmas was actually very rainy, believe it or not. This time it rained.
A wet Christmas. There we go.
Christmas.
Big Ray, hey, he's down there complaining about. You're down there complaining about crowds. Big Ray, you know about crowds in New Year's up there in New York City. Probably the biggest New Year's party that there is.
Bro, January 2nd really is the best day in New York City because that's the day where all you freaking jabronis leave our city. It's also, man, so many people visit this city. It sucks so bad, and I hate it. It's literally from October all the way until because they come here for the big Halloween thing in downtown Manhattan and they just stay, and I hate it. And by the way, folks, I'm gonna be straight up with you. New Year's was nice yesterday. We stayed in just like Jimmy did. We stayed in. It was me, my wife, her cousin, the kids, and we just had a little thing. But I have a cold and I still feel like shit. And I ended up passing out. Like I let them just hang out, and after a couple of glasses of wine, dude, I didn't drink much. I just passed out, bro, like around 1:30 a.m. And my wife was like, honey, I gotta make the bed. So I slept in, and I'm just tired. But I'm excited to be here. It did take a little coaxing, from Richard Bronson Vickery to push me to be on here. but I am here. I am queer, and I will not disappear. So let's do this.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Hey, we're going to have a lot of fun, Ray. We are glad that you're here. And I wasn't talking about Times Square being packed with all those people. I was talking about all those Puerto Ricans you had in your apartment. That's what I was talking about. Massive crowds.
Not a lot. Remember, we hosted 20 here for Thanksgiving. This is only like 6 of us,
Holy
7
shit,
of us.
dude! 20 people.
What?
Yeah, me and my wife hosted 20 people. You didn't see the pictures and shit. Yeah, man,
I know when you guys get together, because I always hit you up, say, hey, send me some foodie pictures, because I know when you guys go out, you go all out when it comes to chowing down.
My wife really did an amazing job at hosting. She did the turkey. She did most of the food. People did bring some sides and stuff, but we did most of the work, man. And it was one of the best. My mother, she's the matriarch. She's 80 years old. She's the one that does the Thanksgiving. She gave it over to my wife, and she was very, 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 very impressed with the turkey.
Really?
That was the only. Yeah, my wife was so happy. That's the one person she wanted to impress. So
right, and I was gonna say, and that's hard to do, man. The fact that she actually finally did it.
My mother's a straight shooter, boys. Like she's earned it. Awesome. She'll tell you this turkey's dry or some shit. Yeah, she's awesome.
You're getting Mama Hernandez stamp of approval. You know you made it. So big shout out to the beautiful Jennifer there taking care of everybody. Well, guys, let's jump into it. We got a lot to cover. We're going to do a little Wrestle Rhapsody year-end review, look at all the big happenings across the board, just not WWE and AEW. Obviously, they're probably going to dominate this. They are the big dogs, but we're trying to work everybody in there. A lot to dissect here, guys. So let's go with here. Our first one, and what we're going to do, we're going to throw out there the category, each say, who our choices, who we would give that award to. The chat, please share yours. Jimmy, you'll be on chat control over there, popping those up there for us here. Well, how about award number 1? The whole year here. Jimmy T, I'll let you start it off here. The headline happening of 2025. This is going to be the biggest news item from the world of professional wrestling that had everybody buzzing, created the biggest excitement. What do you got there, Jimmy?
Well, I don't know if this can win 2 awards, because is that possible? Can we give?
Yeah, whatever you want, brother.
Well, for me, it's got to be obviously Cena's announcement of retiring. You know what I mean? The fact that he came out and said he's going to retire at the end of 2025 was the big news item for me of the year, because it's an end of an era for John Cena, and it's kind of weird that he's not around anymore.
There's a little adjustment too. I think we're going to be talking quite a bit about Cena throughout this thing. But for you, Big Ray, because there's a lot of big news that happened. We cover it here 7 days a week live here on our platform here. And you talked about in depth a lot about these, but which one really jumped for you, Big Ray?
It's got to. I mean, we got to bring John Cena back into it. It's got to be the John Cena heel turn, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. It was probably the most divisive news story in pro wrestling of 2025. I mean, it tied into the John Cena retirement. It tied into the fans, what the fans really wanted. It tied into mainstream. It tied into, because he has his show on HBO, so everybody's talking about it. He's hosting. He's the voice of Honda. He's the peanut guy, the peanut elephant voice guy. He's a little bit of everything. I think the whole world was talking about it. ESPN said it. Sports Illustrated said it. It was a big deal, dude. So, and I apologize if I sound a little congested, but John Cena, man, turning heel, whether you like it or not, I think was the biggest story in any wrestling organization anywhere in quite some time.
I was going to say the same thing, right? But I thought I'll wait because I'm going to say it again. But you're right. It is really the biggest news item of the year for sure.
Absolutely, gentlemen. I'm going to agree with you on this one. And I really like how Ray laid it out there. Not necessarily the retirement. We kind of knew that it was going to be coming. But how they were going to lay it out, but that actual shock and one of the few, maybe the only times of 2025 where it was like, OMG, I gotta be there Monday night to see how they're going to follow this up. What's going to be happening? As Ray said, this crossed over. You saw Sports Center, TMZ, regular Mod Pop, your local news was talking about this because John Cena is one of the few crossover true mega stars, and I know it's going to come up here a couple more times. We'll dissect a little bit more, but it was that thing that had people talking and buzzing beyond the squared circle, beyond the borders of professional wrestling, and that is the John Cena heel turn. That's our big news item of the year. Hey, and John Cena's, the retirement tour and all that meant big business for professional wrestling. big time business. We saw record gates everywhere he was going, merchandise sales. Again, all of the crossover in that. And this was a year of big business for professional wrestling, all the different distribution deals, the television contracts re-upped by WWE, the record gates that we have seen, these blockbuster takeover tours that they've got, and even for, the likes of AEW, getting into the streaming game where you have to be seen as competitive against, other forms of entertainment sport. How about Total Nonstop Action Wrestling? Their big deal announcement's going to be starting here in a couple of weeks, signing on with AMC, their biggest distribution deal, maybe ever, but at least in the last couple of decades, since maybe the Spike TV days. Hey, how about number 2 here, award here? What is the, Big Ray, the best business move of the year in professional wrestling?
That's a hard one, man. You just threw that one at me. I didn't look at the run sheet. And I saw the run sheet.
This is pure raw, Big Ray.
Because I don't like to look at it and then I start really and I start to question myself. So I'm just going to do this off the top of my head. So you're asking me the biggest,
business side of it, business move of the year.
I think the biggest business side move of the year would have to be TNA working with the WWE.
Oh,
whether you say it, whether you agree or not.
But Ray, they're burying the TNA talent.
They're giving these people that otherwise no one would be watching on a week-to-week basis an opportunity, like a Joe Hendry. You have JC Jane going over there winning her title, Trick Williams going over there winning the TNA title. Yeah, the TNA people aren't winning WWE titles, but you still have WWE talent on their shows. And then the people that just watch TNA, because they are those people that just watch TNA, guess what? Now they're saying, oh, well, I kind of like this Trick Williams guy, So for a business thing, and also look at the TV deal now TNA's looking to sign, or they signed.
And that was the forerunner for that.
So I think for TNA, and actually for WWE, because WWE is going to get some talent from TNA, and they're going to be going back and forth. And who knows, they could be working with New Japan Pro Wrestling moving forward. I mean, this the AAA thing. But I'm going to say bigger than AAA, bigger than, I think, TNA working with WWE and saying, you know what, let's do it. Let's trade some talent. Let's have some fun with this. Let's make some money. Hey, they had their biggest Bound for Glory in how long?
Ever.
How many years? Yeah,
right. Domestic gate, biggest reach ever. The hype, man. I didn't have that one. That is a great pick there, Big Ray. Jimmy, how about you? The best business move inside of professional wrestling.
For me, I'm going to say it's going to be controversial right now, but WWE, selling WrestleMania's rights to the Saudis was actually a great business move. I hate to say it because I don't agree with it, but in terms of the mullah, it was a great move. And to a lesser extent, even the fact that they bumped up the prices and people still paying, ridiculous amount of money is also a good business move at first. Will it continue? I don't know. But for now, I'm going to have to say the Saudi WrestleMania deal is the biggest and best business move that WWE have done this year.
That's a good one, brother. And we're talking about with the Cena stuff just a moment ago, that crossover and getting people, for better or worse, excited. We were getting emotions. A lot of it was rage. Just
it was rage. It was definitely rage.
But what a moneymaker for them, and eventually going to lead to that $20 billion sale, which was going to be a headline we're going to be talking maybe in 2026 in 1 year when we sit down to do this, be talking about. Hey, for me though, gentlemen, stealing my thunder over there in the chat, Mr. Dan the Man. But I think it is that WWE signing a distribution deal with ESPN. Now, I know there's been a lot of conflicting reports here. Is ESPN satisfied so far? How is their growth? But I really think for the WWE business model, where they're going and their selling point, they are selling the spectacle. They are selling these to these metropolises around the globe that come in for like these takeover festivals. And now when you associate yourself in the world of sport and entertainment with the worldwide leader, those 4 big letters, ESPN, that takes you to another level. That shows a lot of legitimacy that we regularly haven't received inside of the carny world of professional wrestling. Now we're on the level of the NFL, the MLB, NBA, all of that, the college leagues, all that. And that's a great perception and a selling point. Go ahead, Jimmy.
After you, Jimmy.
I wanted to say, how can we not also mention the Netflix deal is also one of the best things of the year, because we forget because it started in January of 2025.
I think that's a lot nicer for you internationally because you have everything
true.
bundled
That's
together.
true. You're right.
Where over here we have to still have what, Ray, like 5 or 6 outlets to watch.
That's ridiculous.
You know, let me just add though that what you just said actually adds on to the great business move for TNA, because now TNA they also get some publicity from ESPN because they have their talents, you know, going over wrestling. They have Joe Hendrys, they have, you know, whomever. What's this kid, Slater? Mm-hmm. They're wrestling on WWE TV on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? So I don't disagree with you. I think WWE signing with ESPN is enormous. WWE signing with Netflix, but I'm saying for the business aspect of it, I think TNA saying, you know what, man, there's nothing wrong with us kind of taking a step back, being the little brother here, because that's who we are, and working alongside Big Brother on, you know how like a runner, right? What they do is, what do? When they're running, they try to run behind somebody so that it cuts back on the wind. So
right.
Using the person ahead
so
of them.
So you can slipstream, basically.
Eventually, they can you know, save some energy and then come around and try to win that race. TNA will probably never be the #1 company in the world. Who knows, 100 years from now. But I'll tell you what, again, I'm going to stick with it. I think TNA working with WWE, for me,
I think it's great. It was off my radar, but you made every point with it, and it's a hell of a deal for them. You know, when they say when the high tide, all the ships rise, and if you're TNA, you realize you might not be #1, Ray, but don't suck to be 2 or 3.
I think this brings up a great point, by the way. She says, I don't think TNA would have moved to AMC if it hadn't been for the WWE partnership.
Well, you got to realize, too, and remember this, you know, the head dude over there at TNA, and everybody was like, oh, my God, how did they get rid of with Canadian dude? You know, everyone was up in arms, and they bring in an outsider. Well, the guy that's running TNA right now, he's one of them super sharks, just like Khan. Those guys are all in the same circles. They're in that same mafia.
Silva or something like that?
Silva, yeah.
The guy with the hat, baseball hat, yeah.
They're all in that circle. They're all super shark agents. So they know how to get big business done.
That's the difference. They're all from the same backgrounds, the agency business, man. Which is
they're all burying bodies. That's what they're doing there. So when we talk business of professional wrestling, again, record gates, everybody is doing great in that sense. You know, we got distribution deals for across the board there that we haven't seen before, even for AEW, with HBO Max. AEW record gates in some, their own sense. They're the great stadium show in Texas was a good outing for him. And that's when we talk about the success of pro wrestling in 2025, we go to those numbers. Now, obviously with that, we can counter that with weekly programming being down and the different strategies, which does bring up a question I wanted to conversate with you guys. And as we look at the year, Ray, I'll go with you on this one because we think, oh, look at the gate. Look at all these numbers that they're doing. Is professional wrestling, is it really over? Is it over in the form of the popularity? It is like the greatest time to be in professional wrestling. Do you believe that's true, or is it an exaggeration?
Man,
was it a facade?
I mean, we and Ray and all of us the same time, but Ray and I closer in age and living here in relatively the same region. Growing up WWF, WWE fans. I mean, we've lived through the rock and wrestling together up here, the Attitude Era and all that. It's hard to compare against those eras.
That's the thing. People look at the Attitude Era as the biggest boom in professional wrestling history.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't, I don't think. I think the Golden Era with Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog and
rock and wrestling, baby,
and Bobby Heenan and Big John Studd, the Iron Sheik, MTV. Another thing, let me just throw this out there. MTV just died this year as well.
Yeah. Crazy, man. I forgot.
44 years, Jimmy.
How did we not talk about it, man? I forgot all about it, but you're so right.
Completely MTV going away. They're just getting rid of their music.
But
but
it's not the same. I mean, anyway, long story short, the question is pro wrestling over? And I don't think it's even in 4th place, probably. I think right now, you're making more money because you're charging more because of inflation. I would love to see what the numbers look like if you kind of match it up with whatever. Like, let's say we match up this whatever WrestleMania made this year for one night, and match it up with what WrestleMania 3 did. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? And kind of do like the whole inflation deflation thing and see how much money you actually made off of TV revenue, pay-per-view buys, all this stuff. In my humble opinion, is wrestling over right now? No. because not a lot of people are compared to where it was 20 years ago. Nobody's really watching, brother. 1.2 million, 2 million, even 3 million. They're going crazy over. Remember, guys, we grew up in an era where Saturday night's main event, Hulk Hogan, the rematch versus Andre the Giant. How many was it?
30 million, wasn't it?
30 million people tuned in to see Andre the Giant, defend his title.
Could you fathom if that happened for an event today?
30 million, man.
That's a
crazy
Super Bowl.
Numbers.
That's a Super Bowl. So is pro wrestling over now? Nah, not even close. I think this is a niche right now. We're in a stage of growth. I think eventually the roller coaster will go back up. I don't know if we're going to be around on this earth to see it ever be as big as it was.
You think it'll take that long, Ray? Truly?
I think if it does make another comeback, maybe it'll be another decade or more before we see another boom period.
Interesting.
That's it, man. And don't forget, man. And I'm one of those guys that think that the ruthless aggression era was even bigger and better than the Attitude Era. In my humble opinion, better wrestlers.
That'd be an interesting debate to have with you, because that ruthless aggression kind of turned me off a little bit to the mainstream.
Right, because it was the beginning of the downturn from that point on.
I went back to the indies there. But Jimmy, do you want to piggyback add on to Ray's thoughts there about is wrestling at a high point right now?
I'm glad you said that, because it's funny how do we do it via, because look, obviously the US is the biggest market for pro wrestling, period. It is what it is. It's always going to be that way. So I guess, everyone will always measure the measuring stick is always the US, right? But when you look at social media, though, I don't think there's been a time where, look how many millions they get on YouTube, for example. They're getting a lot of views there. It might not be, I know, but it's still money, though. They're still making money, Rick. I get that, but not everyone's got cable television anymore, but which is also sort of a half lie, because then you look at the NFL, like you've brought up a lot of the times, actually, Rick, and the numbers they still get, and even some TV shows, there's still people that have cable television that are watching. Maybe not the same way traditionally, traditional cable, but like you guys use the internet. I even use the internet for cable now. So things are measured a little differently in terms of money and in terms of social media. You could say it is a boom period because it's the most they're making ever. But like you said, Ray, inflation and all that, that makes a big difference. So it depends who you ask. Internationally, I think it's really booming, though.
I agree with there. If we pull back the scope there, Jamie, and we talk internationally, because you see the crowds that are being drawn, and we do see there is a different ways of viewing and taking in the product, social media, YouTube, and that. Right. But again, it does ultimately come back to creating a must-see for the ratings, and that doesn't reflect in that.
Yeah,
you mentioned, and it is the NFL right now, and for people don't watch like that anymore. Well, the World Series just pulled record numbers,
exactly.
for theirs. The NBA does for their big events. The NFL themselves, they just compared to Netflix. One day, Netflix plays $150 million a year for one day, 2 games of NFL. They had over 25 million viewers for each game this year. That's one day of NFL that outdrew basically an entire year of WWE Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, Jesus, when you put it that way,
that is insane to actually see that. Now, I regularly, working closer to some of the independent wrestlers, and it's the best time ever to be involved in the wrestling business and all that. Is it really? Because while WWE is at the top, regularly breaking records, we see other, TNA's doing it as well. AEW, that's at the very top. I would argue that, again, as society, mainly in America here, but everyone kind of mirrors us, spectacles are over. And that's what they're selling. Big time entertainment, big events. Or you'd see the weekly draws, the television numbers being up there. And wrestling's not over across the board, because you still go to an indie show and they think it's awesome if they wrestle in front of 150 people. That's not the case.
Can I jump in and say something? I would argue that the early 2000s, right? I'm talking about 2000 to 2008, may have been the greatest time in professional wrestling history.
2008?
Explain to you why. 2000 to 2008. WCW was still at its tail end, but it was still the major company.
Absolutely.
TNA was coming off. Now, I'm talking about between 2000 and 2008, 2009, or 2010, let's just say. TNA had its biggest run with Kurt Angle and Christian Cage and all these guys, right?
Absolutely.
You had Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe. You had New Japan, Samoa Joe and Austin Aries, but you had New Japan Pro Wrestling with the Wrestle Kingdoms. Come on, guys, think about it. Like, think about what we're watching. We had the WWE with the tail end Ruthless Aggression, John Cena's.
WWE goes public. They go more global. Public.
That was in '99. They went public, by the way, and 2000 was their biggest year.
But John Cena became a thing. He became the face of professional wrestling within that time period. So if you look at that time period between 2000 and 2000, I would say 2008-ish. Again, ROH, TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, all the indies that were making money. Remember, what is it called? Gorilla.
Oh yeah, Wrestling Gorilla,
EW Wrestling Gorilla. All those smaller companies that were making money, bro. That was the boom period. That was the legit boom period.
I remember in the odds. I remember in the odds going to local indie shows here in Southern Ohio where they were drawing 500 people.
Yeah.
And it was wild. It was one of the best times, man. That's where I took my love for wrestling back then, because I wasn't into the Ruthless Aggression. And I think, Ray, when bringing up that rounded thing, man, you make some good points there. It just wasn't my flavor at the top there. Sure. But
and by the way,
go ahead.
It was the beginning of PG era, by the way, too. That's where the turn really started.
That's where they started making a lot more money with their advertising.
Well, that's true too. Sure.
But the Attitude Era, we do remember it so fondly. We loved it. It was a great period. That was a time when they were whooping everyone's ass. Sure. WWE was beating the NFL, the NBA. Everybody was looking up. How do we get these wrestling numbers? But remember, it only lasted 2 or 3 years.
Right. And
3 years.
We're talking about is pro wrestling over.
Yeah,
I know WWE.
I know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm saying is that if you look at any wrestling from 2000, 2010, that era, again, TNA was really over. ROH was incredibly over. WWE still over. WCW dying, but it had its fans. You had all these major organizations. The indies were over. Like, that's when CM Punk was starting to make his run in the indies. And
right.
So
Summer of Punk and all that.
Yeah, dude. Listen, this what's happening now, in my opinion, not over. My opinion.
Well, let's stay on the. We'll go with Ova. We'll stay on that carpet there, on that red carpet there. Jimmy T, since Ray's taking an exit there, he's going to pass it on to you to get this one going. I got an idea. I got a feeling that we might be talking about Mr. John Cena here as well. But what is the most Ova moment of the year, a.k.a. pop of the year for you, Jimmy T?
Well, pop of the year, really, for me, again, is you got to go back to the Cena heel turn. When it was first done, it was a huge deal, man, and it shocked everyone, but for the right reasons. We all thought it was going to be something good and different, but unfortunately, that ended up different in a different way. But
we all thought it was going to be something different, guy.
But again, the initial thing is got to be, again, Cena's heel turn was definitely the biggest pop moment for me.
Right?
Yeah, I'm going to
agree. All right, I'm going to go. I'll go a little different here, because we're going to be talking about Cena here quite a bit, because it was his year where the salute, the love letter from Cena to the fans and back and forth there. A big pop moment I do want to throw out there that I really loved, and you talk about years of hard work and how she is hitting on all cylinders, just coming into it here with the character and all that, and I think it shocked a lot of people, was Naomi cashing in. And I think that was
really?
Great for the women. I think the award here, if we're giving out, it's got to be the Cena heel turn. Absolutely. Again, that's what everybody was talking about. But what a great moment there for Naomi to go out there, have that moment. And man, before having to exit with the pregnancy, hope everything's going well there with the family and all that.
Timing.
Man, was she on fire. She was elevating that division there. She was fun to watch for women's wrestling.
Yo, can I throw out a pop? You talking about a pop?
Please.
Yep.
I think a pop, huge pop, WrestleMania, Randy Orton standing in the ring, and Joe Hendry's music plays.
Yeah.
People went.
Oh, that was.
I was just talking about pure pop. People went bananas.
If you want to talk about pure pop, okay, then I can agree with you on that.
Yeah,
sure.
Because that's even one of those moments, even though there was huge hints, we pretty much see it coming. But for those of you that kind of knew, and in WrestleMania, yes, that is a smarky of the smarkest crowds. But there's that worry: is there going to be crickets? Do people know who this dude is? And I think it exceeded all expectations tenfold for the excitement when Joe Henry hit that arena.
And then again, it takes me back again to what I was saying about what a great business move this was for TNA. Joe Hendry comes out with a TNA title around his waist at WrestleMania.
Who would have ever had that on a bingo card in professional wrestling?
I do wish it would have happened years prior, but still, man. I mean, for me, you know, you have to. I don't know if you guys know this, but when I started doing this stuff for Bill Apter, I started with TNA. In 2010, that's when I started covering TNA for Bill Apter on OneWrestling.com. So TNA will always have a place in my heart. And to see that, I'll let you go real quick, Rick, but to see that, man, that moment, whether Joe Hendry ever gets over or not in the WWE, which he may not, one day maybe the Intercontinental Champion, I don't think ever world champion, but for me, as a wrestling fan, somebody who loves TNA, who watched it from the very beginning, when Ron Killings was the NWA champion, Ken Shamrock won the first title, I saw all of it. It was a big moment for me. So talking about pure pop, that was a pure pop.
You're talking about your start with the TNA, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Hey, the reason we're all here, Hameen Media Group, it started with the Impact Attack with Big Ray and Ben Hameen. That was our first program. That was the program before we were the Hameen Media Group.
Can I reiterate? We had a guy we were working with, the guy that was running that channel. I'm not gonna name his name.
I know you told me.
Let's just call him Rick Hausman. he told me and Ben, I never forget this, on a conference call. He goes, nobody's gonna give a shit about the Broken Universe.
What?
And me and Ben looked at each other like, we're gonna cover the Broken Universe. We're gonna cover TNA. And look how big that became.
First of all, if it wasn't for that, okay, TNA at the time was sort of on its last legs, dude.
Yeah.
If there was a low period for TNA or Impact Wrestling at the time, it was that point until Hardy literally became the Broken Universe. And then it took off again for a little bit. There was all the talk about Hardy this, Hardy that. So, yeah, you're spot on.
My favorite Dick House man moment was when the girl left a letter on his door. It said, "Do not." I'm bringing up.
Let's move on.
All right, let's go. No. Hey, that's not for us here. Hey, that was a WTF moment, and that just happens to be our next award here. What is Ray? We'll go with you here. What was the moment in professional wrestling? How did they get that wrong?
You broke up to me. I didn't hear you even ask the question, so please repeat it.
All right. This is the WTF. How did they get that wrong of the year?
Oh my God, dude. I wish I would have looked at the list beforehand now. What is
this? Is pretty much like throwing something at a dartboard, Ray. They've done a lot of things wrong this year.
Oh, they have. I already know which one it is for me. I've already got my answer.
Jimmy, you want to go? We'll let Ray.
No, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. The Wyatt Six.
Oh, that's a good one.
Man, I think coming off the death of the great Bray Wyatt, where Vince McMahon I don't get it. I'm sure he said that back there. I think this could have been a huge moneymaker if it was done correctly. I don't believe Bo Dallas's I believe Bo Dallas knew what his brother really wanted to do with this gimmick. And I believe if he was given the full reins to kind of take this thing to another level, it would have been enormous. I think it would have been really big. And I look at this now and it's like, what the fuck? Where are these guys? Are these guys even on TV anymore, really? I think it was a big swing and miss. It's a huge what the fuck moment. I mean, you took one of the most beloved characters in Bray Wyatt, who passed away well before his time. You give us his brother, who he originally was supposed to be part as Uncle Howdy, and another guy. I know I'm only talking to one person, but Karrion Kross too.
Oh yes, definitely.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I'll even put Karrion Kross over them when people were going. I'll use the term again, banana for Karrion Kross, cutting promos backstage. Hashtag We Want Cross was all over the world, and WWE is like, nah, we don't want to make money with this guy. I was like, what the fuck? So I'll throw in the Wyatts as my A-, but my A+ choice there is gonna be now Karrion Kross. Since you asked me, and I'm doing this off the top of my head, what the fuck? How could you not make money with him and his wife? How could you not have him involved with the Wyatt Six? How?
Yeah, tie them together.
I don't know.
Money everywhere. Jimmy, you're what of the year?
Again, they're all great choices, though, and you can go with all sorts. And I got to give possibly this could have been the one too. Also, that one right there is also a big one. But even the Death Rider story, like Professor said, attempted murder to gleeful cheering is just a big no-no. But again, I'm going to have to say Cena, though. Cena turning heel and just going nowhere with it. It's the biggest thing. The Wyatt thing, I agree with you, Ray, but the thing to me with that, I feel like they're not talented enough compared to Bray Wyatt. That's the thing, man. I just think they don't know how to pull. Maybe Bo Dallas can. The rest of them are all trash. She says, Liz says, if you listen to any of Cross's interviews, he and Bray had talked about working together. That's true.
Oh.
That is a fact. That would have been great.
There could have been some magic there with some crossover. That would have been great to see those two even actually, their minds be able to hook up and come up with
those two guys were so genius, man.
But that's what used to frustrate Vince McMahon also, though, by the way, guys.
You know, I think would have been truly great, though, if those two, if you could have Bray and Cross together, but not in the WWE. Let them go out and do something on their own on the indies.
In what way, though? Okay, in the indies and shit.
Yeah, where they can create their own, where they can jump promotions. I mean, that could have rivaled, as Ray was talking earlier about how great the Broken Universe was. Those two together could have done something to rival that. Jumping for promotion to promotion.
Was going to be part of it, and so was the other guys that are in TNA right now. You know, the guys that click, they wear the white stuff.
With Elijah, that Elijah was part of it.
Yeah. And one other guy and the other guy.
I know you.
Anyway, them two were supposed, and Cross, we're gonna be part of the new Wyatt family, possibly. If you watch Cross's documentary, you see them three talking about Bray and all that and what was gonna happen. And the other two guys were signed with WWE, but once Bray passed away, they just didn't do nothing with him and just let him go quietly.
The woulda, coulda, shoulda, what could have been there would have been magnificent with them. My WTF of the year, we're going to step away from the majors. Mine is this is not good for professional wrestling. How are these idiots allowing this to happen? And this is Raja Jackson going into business for himself and knocking out old Psycho Stu. Not a good look at all. What the? Hey, and I thought, I immediately thought Ben and I got to talk about that. We're the first ones to talk about it. And we thought, man, this is the end of the ID program. You had to go out there. You can't monitor all these idiots out there to expose us to Carney side, how scumbag a lot of these indie promotions are on that. Not a good look for professional wrestling when you've got these top companies trying to mingle with the NFLs, the Stephanie VPN. How about that? That's a good one.
That's a great one.
That was a funny
one.
She's like, fuck.
Thank you, Zane, the righteous.
VPN.
Zane said it, the righteous, by the way. That's who I was talking about. Thank you, Zane.
Well, gentlemen, hey, there are a lot of big shows this year, and that's what professional wrestling is all about. Those big gates, those big crowds, the must-watch. They are the major events of that, be the PLEs of WWE, the pay-per-views of AEW, TNA, whatever that case might be. Jimmy, board number 5 here. Your favorite, the best major event of the year.
You know what, dude? You can call me biased, but I truly mean it. But I think Crown Jewel in Perth was actually the best event for the year for me, all the way around. And like Liz says, the Royal Rumble is always my favorite, generally every year. But I felt this one, it felt like they were doing a reset of sorts. Like I said back then, it looked like they were going to do a change. It was all for nothing. It was all bullshit. Keep in mind, all those shows in Australia, that was when also they turned on Seth Rollins on the Raw the night after the pay-per-view. There was a lot of business that was done during the Australian tour, but unfortunately it went nowhere after that, really, other than the Seth Rollins turn, I guess.
Hey, I remember watching that, and I thought there was like the seats were yellow. I've never have seen the Sea of Cena apparel like that before, brother. That was a lot of fun. Hey, when you take a bunch of rejects from Europe, not even rejects, criminals, and they are the notoriously drunkards. That's what you are in Australia. That's the kind of crowd that you're gonna get there. Big Ray, your pick. What was your favorite, the best major event of the year?
Oh man, it is probably going to be the Night of Champions in Perth.
No, the Crown Jewel, Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Excuse me, Crown Jewel. John Cena's heel turn. We crowned Cody Rhodes. We crowned what's her name? Storm from X-Men as the woman's what's her name again?
Oh yeah, Jay Cargill. You're talking about
Jay Cargill. That was a fun event for me to watch. I liked it all, and again, it was capped off by one of the biggest moments of the year. We keep going back to John Cena. But I think it's undeniable.
What was the Cena match there? I can't remember.
It was
AJ Styles.
Tag team match.
Yeah, it was the Styles match where they just went out there and did all the tribute stuff.
Yeah, tag team. It was a tag. No, it wasn't a tag team match.
Wait, which event are you talking about?
The Australian one.
I'm talking about Night of Champions, bro. when he turned on.
No, what are you talking about? Perth, though, right? You're like confusing.
Am I mixing it up? Night of Champions in Riyadh. That's the one where
he turned on.
Okay,
so he's about the Riyadh one. Okay,
when he turned on Cody, right? Isn't it when he turned on Cody?
No, it was that was Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
Yeah, that was a long time before that.
So yeah, long February last year.
So it all blurs together. Well, I'll tell you what, mine is a personal pick. And it was because to me, watching wrestling is about those memories made, those moments, being with some people. And it was a Saturday night's main event, right? What was the show that we did the watch along with? It was me, you, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon, Colin.
Which one was it? I think it was
here's what it is. It was my favorite event of the year just because being with you guys, man, and I had so much fun in that the watch along. Laughing, breaking down the match. The hardest I laughed all year was during that when you, Big Ray, were choking on a kernel of popcorn.
Oh yeah, I was dying.
You delivered a line like you're trying to get a line out and you're choking your ass off. I can't stop laughing over it, and you're just yelling at me like I'm choking. You think I'm choking on the kernel?
I was dying, bro. And then, was stuck in my fucking throat.
And he's still trying, but he can still bust Colin's balls as he's choking. He's like, I'm choking. Colin knows a thing or two about choking on some kernels. He's choked on some privates too.
That is funny. Yeah, I remember that. I almost died, and you guys find it hilarious. So,
oh god, hey, if that was the way to go out, man, that would have been the greatest memory I would ever had of you, right there, man.
That's the worst way to go.
Fun. That was the biggest event of the year for me, and it was about just making those memories. And every time out, Brandon, with all those watch-alongs and hanging out with the chat and all the the back and forth and conversation. Love that here. On the platform. That's that big event. Jimmy T, how about your pick? It's our number 6 here. Feud of the year. Getting it personal. What got you? Oh, salivate. Let's sink your teeth into more of this. These guys and girls just beat each other up.
That's a hard one, man. I'm gonna go with, though, from the top of my head, maybe Seth and CM Punk, because it started off strong. It was intriguing at first.
That one feels real and raw,
right? Because there's a lot of reality to that, even though they're friends and all that, we know that, but there is a lot of reality to that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
I didn't know that. Yeah, thanks for telling me.
Yeah, that's my peak, man.
Big Ray, your feud, the personal war and struggle between competitors.
That's gonna be tough. Off the top of my head, what can I think? Feud of the year. All right, you give yours, and let me just think a little bit.
I was trying to think if there was anything you really got to watch because your specialty, the program that you're locked in on in NXT, they've had some good stuff down there. I think Oba and Trick would have been those guys going back and forth down there for that top spot. Who is truly the ruler of NXT would have been good. I like what you said, Jimmy, because it felt kind of real with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Those guys knew how to handle that. Even before Punk arrived, there was that heat. So it was day one walking through the door with those two, and we still got a lot to go. There's a lot of story left there. But my feud of the year, and I don't know if we call it a feud because you gotta have like a level of competition, right? And a rivalry of a feud. This has been one-sided, where one individual just whooped the other one's ass every confrontation, and that's going to be Jimmy T versus Dax Harwood on social media. And Jimmy just owning him, owning FTR.
I was saving that actually for a bit later. I was going to bring that up, but thank you. If that's the case, yeah. But I'm going to say it again. Dax, eat a dick, straight up.
That's not nice.
He's not nice, Ray.
Feud of the year, man. It's going to have to be shit, man. It's going to have to be Cena Cody.
That was a good one. Felt a
Cody
little
wants-
rushed though, because they just got those 2 matches, and then Cody got his rematch in a tournament. It
goes
was
so
great.
deep though. It goes.
It
so
was
deep.
great.
Like,
But I wish we could have got a lot more from it.
It's just how it was done is what sucked in the end. You know what I mean? Otherwise, yeah, spot on for sure.
Because you can take it back to, because it ties in to The Rock whipping Cody Rhodes' ass back, literally whipping his ass in the parking
Travis
lot.
Scott breaking his face.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could tie all that shit in, man. What about Punk Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, that was good too.
2 grown men fighting over a friendship racer.
What about Tony Storm and Mariah May?
That's a good one. That's
I'm
good.
gonna go. You know what?
That was good too. I like that too.
You know what? Fuck it. For the match quality, for the character work, for everything that was kind of
Character work, amazing.
bought into this whole thing, I'm gonna fucking say Tony Storm versus Mariah May. And
Jay
then
versus a liquor bottle. That's a good Kenny Powers.
That's a great one.
Yeah, man. That's that. You know what? Yeah, let's give AEW some love. I think that was a incredible storytelling.
I
Great
love that you
matches.
said that, Ray. I loved you said that. And that key word there is you said great match, because that brings us to match of the year. And those 2 ladies have to be in that conversation as well. I'll go with you on this first, Ray.
Match of the year. Match of the year. I could go with them, but I'm starting to think the triple threat. Let me think.
The WrestleMania triple threat with the ladies.
No. Damn, you got
The one
MJF.
recently?
You got MJF versus Mystico. That was fun too. Damn, I think I might have to go with. What about Nigel McGuinness and fucking Zack Sabre Jr.?
That was good. That was very
Good one,
good.
too.
Going deep, baby. You going deep, Ray.
We got Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. That was a really good fucking match too. Let me think. All right. Bandito versus Takeshita. Not that I watch any AEW. I may watch more than
I know you're starting to scare me now, Ray.
You know what? I do watch AEW. I just don't talk about it. I don't put it over.
I know, that's why.
I'm gonna say,
He just doesn't want to have to do the wreckage.
Yeah, he never said these. This is news to me. Put it that way.
You probably think, hey, listen, I play it off like I don't even know who these people are.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm.
All right, I'm gonna go with this: WrestleMania 41, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk.
That was good.
Nice one. Good one.
That shit was
Jimmy,
a dope match, bro. That was.
Oh man,
Jimmy,
that's a hard one.
You're the global. You're the worldly one, man. Are you going to pull out something like Guatemalan Pro Gorilla?
Close enough. I mean, I'm gonna have to say again, it involves Cena, and it's Cena and AJ in Perth. The love letter to the fans. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hard to go past that because that match was something else. Which one? Cena Gunther was good too. No. The Cena versus AJ Styles.
Oh,
Cena versus AJ Styles.
Oh, that was so good.
That has to be the match of the year.
You know what's funny?
I'm gonna stick with the triple threat, but that's a close second, bro. When they were going back and forth, exchanging each other's finishers or doing other people's finishers, that was a good fun match. The love letter to the fans. Yes, all right, that was good. But I'm gonna
have to say it, man. It's hard to go past that one.
I just had a huge argument with somebody yesterday, another local promoter, who obviously I don't see eye to eye with here. Great guy. I do like him, friend of mine, and all that. But we were talking about that match, and he said, it was arguably one of Cena's greatest matches. It's match of the year. And I laughed it off because to me, while yes, it was fun, I'm not getting rid of it. And it was what it was. It was a love letter to the fans, all the tributes and that. Everybody having fun, the commentary, the fans and everything. But it was so super indie to go out there and do all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely was.
But my major issue with that is, it didn't have. There was, again, with everything what Cena felt so rushed because we knew he wanted more dates and the price gouging, and the greed was like, no, we can hit top dollar with just hitting 36 of these things. So we didn't get to fully let things play out to get those real emotions there. And this is one of them. Those guys went out there and had a lot of fun inside their match, but it shows with the pop and everybody talking about it that indie wrestlers now think that they have to go out there and do that every match to get over. to get themselves ahead. That's my pullback from it. My match of the year, man, this is a tough one. And I gave her a shout out earlier. I loved the Naomi cash-in when she made it a triple threat. You start off with Io and Ripley, and I love their personal feud this year. You know, it isn't like heated, like I hate you, but it's a great rivalry competition. You know, up the one-ups, but Rhea can't beat her. And who can go out there and outperform the other in the ring? They're still great friends, as we see as they're a tag team and all. But yeah, to see Naomi cash in there and change the dynamic of that. It was almost like 3 matches. You had the in-ring that was so great. Then they take it to the floor to say, we got to go to the next level. I want this match this bad, this much. And then Naomi crashes the party, that great moment, and she leaves as the champion. That's a hell of a match. I think I got to give the nod to Cody and Cena, SummerSlam Night 2 main event.
Yeah, man.
After all the BS with the Cena heel turn and how terrible that went from The Rock, no showing. Travis Scott debacle, you know, not really developing the heel character and all that, the potential we were excited for, that major letdown. How bad we thought they were ripping us. Remember Jimmy talking about on Back Attack? Like, that can't be real. Cena just saying, you know what? I got my ass kicked last week. I'm a good guy again. But that
was ridiculous.
I know, but it was so bad. But the fans wanted Cena as a baby face. They wanted to cheer him. We didn't care. We just wanted.
If there was a saving grace, it was that. If that, right?
Yeah, and him and Cody went out there and delivered. It was the John Cena that everybody wanted. They wanted on this tour to say, we love you, John. Thank you. We want to enjoy this ride with you. Those two went out there and absolutely delivered. That was something truly for the fans. Now, Jimmy T.
And they were under pressure, too, to deliver that match after all that debacle, too, right?
They delivered. Let's stick on the topic of fans here. And I got a feeling you might be putting over your countrymen here one more time. The best fans of the year. We can do region, city, wherever wrestling travels to. Jimmy T, who you got here?
That's a good one.
You got your criminal drunks down there? Are you back in your team again?
That was embarrassing that night, though, to be fair. And I said that. So I'm not going to have them as
they were booing the United States national anthem.
Not just that. But remember, after the show where they were all chanting, fuck off Saudi Arabia and shit like that, fuck Saudi Arabia, they were getting all political. It's getting real cringy. And as fun as it sounds, because, you know, someone's got to say it, it was cringe at the time. So I'm not going to say that. I want to say Chicago, man, and New York. It's between them two cities.
Right.
It's hard to even separate them.
Big Ray,
I mean,
your pick.
Chicago, I'm going to stick with, man.
Are you going with your homers?
I'm always going to go with New York. I think we're the best fans in the world. But
this year, though.
This year. I was going to go with Perth. I thought Perth really. I know it was all.
They did bring it. They did bring it though. That's true. But they overkilled it though.
I know, but I don't mind that, man. Especially
so do I. But
I'm gonna let Ray rip on us, but I agree with him. I think he's gonna hit the same points. I embrace that, Ray. I love that passion that they had.
I don't mind,
especially going after the Saudi stuff.
I know that was ballsy to do that, but yeah.
I really don't mind it, man. Shit, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Perth, Australia, man.
Paris brought it too, by the way, for sure. Cold-blooded.
Where was AEW's double or nothing this year?
Texas, was that the big stadium show down there?
Yes.
That was a great crowd. That's a good
one. Crowd was amazing as well. It's very close, but
they had to sit there for 7 hours, and they stayed up for that whole thing.
That was a damn good show.
Heck, the Brisbane crowd too for Grand Slam Australia was a great crowd too. Actually,
that was Paige Osprey, right?
The double or nothing? It was Paige and Mox.
It wasn't Osprey?
No, he was supposed to be. The thing is, we're saying that he should have been the champion that time, but they didn't go with
they did the payoff with the lone cowboy versus the Rough Rider.
I'm gonna go with the fans of the year, man. I'm giving it to my Aussies. You know how much I love the Australian people. So I'm gonna go with them, man. Now, if it was 2024, I would have definitely given it to Puerto Rico.
100%. I was just thinking that
they're getting one back. They're going back there in 2026
backlash again. Yeah,
looking forward to it. Hey, Jimmy T, real quick, as we're talking about fans, your thoughts, your comparisons. Who's the better of them? Maybe just some bullet points between them. WWE fans versus AEW fans.
Straight up, I'm going to say WWE fans are way better because the thing is, you can criticize WWE and they won't really give you shit about it. You criticize AEW, oh boy, it's like you criticize their mother. You know what I mean? How dare you say that? You don't even watch the product. What do you know? How can you say that? It's my opinion. I'm not giving shit to AEW because it's in, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
The Sickos,
that's how
baby.
I truly feel.
Jimmy T's and Raging the Sickos. Big Ray, your thoughts on the tribalism?
You talking about the best fans?
Which either one, or maybe you got some just talking points, some advice you'd like to share with either side.
I'm gonna tell you something. I watch this every week, and I think for the amount of people in the arena, for the participation, for the fact that they are dedicated to this brand, for the fact that I think NXT fans are the best, dude.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I think, and you'll see a good crop of the same people show up every single week. You know, you got the New York Mets guy that's in the audience. You have like this is dude with a beard that's always sitting in the corner. Like, I see certain fans that are always there, but I think, you know, they have their chance. They have this one guy that'll call something out, and the other fans will jump in, and they have so much fun watching it. It kind of reminds me of the old Asylum days in TNA. Almost. I kind of get that feel from that crowd. And when me and my wife do move to Florida, when it eventually happens, I told my wife, I said, I want to try to become one of those regulars at the, you know, the NXT.
That would be sick, dude, if you could do that.
It's Puerto Rican green shirt guy.
Yeah, the green shirt. So, you know what, dude? I will wear a Yankee jersey every frequent show that, you know, it's me.
Hey, that's a good one, for sure.
So I'm going to say the NXT fans. I'm going to see NXT.
I like that, Ray. I like that one.
I like NXT, the NXT fans. Yep.
You know, I mentioned that tribalism. In professional wrestling, to me, it's the only place where we act like that's a bad thing. And Ray, you mentioned your beloved Yankees. You know, tribalism is embraced everywhere else because it creates that great spirit of rivalry and competition. You know, it's not, hey, Big Ray, shouldn't just wear that Yankee shirt. You should also wear a Red Sox jersey because you should just love baseball. You know, like right here in a great state of Ohio where we are heartbroken, devastated what happened to the U. Yeah, JB, your team got over on us. Good luck to you, brother. But, you know, you're not going to tell me that I should support Michigan because we should support all. Tribalism's good for all the fans out there, man. It keeps that spirit of competition going. But, gentlemen, let's focus our attention. Turn our attentions towards the guys and the gals that do it inside the ring. They shine on the screen there. Let's talk about the talents, hand out some awards here for all the hard work that they've been doing here. Big Ray, I'll start with you on this one because it's right down your alley. Each and every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Next Level. You guys are breaking down some of the biggest, brightest up-and-coming stars here. Big Ray, I need to get your breakout star of 2025.
Javon Evans. 100% Javon Evans.
Now, you guys were just saying that they got it wrong, that they gave him the NXT Star of the Year.
Who fucking said that?
You and that. Well, you had some other options. You guys
I had other options. I said it was probably Obafemi. It could have been even Ricky Saints because you know what? In retrospect, if I think about it, yeah, you know, Ricky Saints did come in. He won the NXT North American title, dropped it. Then won the NXT title, dropped it. You know what? It's got to be Trick. But breakout star, but Trick's already been a star. So we're talking about breakout star, it's got to be fucking Javon Evans. I think Javon Evans
doesn't have to be NXT. I just know you guys cover that.
No. I mean, breakout star could be anyone. It could be anyone on the WWE. It could be anyone AEW. I think a guy that you know, I remember when he made his first he did his first match. I forgot who it was against. I think it was SmackDown. I can't remember who was it against. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I remember it was kind of a couple crickets. Like, people didn't know, who is this kid? Because not everybody watches NXT. But the first 5 minutes of the match, people knew who this kid was. And then John Cena, it picked him out as one of his guys. I don't think John Cena is one of those dudes that just randomly will pull somebody out of his ass. I think John Cena knows that this kid's got, he's got the size. He may be thin and stuff, but the kid's like, what, 6'4", 6'5". He's super tall.
Got to fill out a little bit. He's young. What is he, only like 21, 22?
Incredibly charismatic. Yeah, he talks all weird and shit, but that's weird to us. I'm saying people 20, 25 and younger totally get him, totally understand him. He's moved now past, and I've said this before on NXT, guys, he's moved past the young OG. Yeah, they'll call him that every once in a while. but more or less, he is now Javon Evans, and he's coming into his own. I think he's had amazing matches. He had an amazing match with Gunther. He had an amazing match with Trick Williams. He had amazing, just continuously putting forth the best match of the night whenever he's in the ring, whether he's in a tag team match. There's another guy who I think is who's a big breakout star, but I think the next thing is going to be most over star of the year. So I'm going to save that guy for that.
Jimmy, your breakout?
I'm going to go with a female, and you might disagree with me, and it's not that she's been putting banger after banger, but Roxanne Perez.
Oh, she's dope.
Is got to be my breakout star of the year because look at
she's right up there for like TV matches of the year. She is
number one.
Her character,
number one.
All that. Right. That's a damn good one right there. Good pick.
Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, I think they could have done better still with her.
Creative is doing her no favors.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's really held her back. Well, I mean, what an amazing talent, great look. That's just one of those, maybe you go back to WTF moments, like how is she not a bigger deal right now? My breakout, and he was already there, but we're talking about going to that next level, as Ray's mentioned a couple times here. He's utilized the partnership with TNA and WWE. Dude, showing up with the unthinkable, the TNA championship at WrestleMania. My breakout is Joe Henry. I mean, that guy's gone to another level.
You can't fight that one.
There's a few that really broke out this year. You can go with so many.
There are some people getting up there. I think we're still really waiting in wrestling for, who's going to be the next true mega breakout star, because we don't have those anymore, especially when we're losing the likes, of a John Cena, something like that. You got to have Orton looking on his way out, Styles in his last year. But who's going to be that next mega breakout for another conversation? But as you said there, Ray, we're going to talk about the most over star of the year. You had somebody you wanted to mention there, Ray, so we'll let you get it going.
Now, this is going to be a personal choice.
Hey, that's what over is,
Who's over with me? And he's been over. And I think if they play their cards right, he may be the most over. And this is a guy that can this guy can cut a promo on the microphone. He walks into a ring and there's a presence about him. He has stood face to face with superstars and he fit right the fuck in. As a matter of fact, this guy stood face to face with the face that runs the place, Cody Rhodes. And he looked like not only he belonged, but he owned Cody Rhodes during that match. Who am I talking about? The most over wrestler of the year for me is Oba fucking Femi. That is
okay, man. You were drawing me in, man. I was getting closer to the edge of my seat. And you delivered. Get that one.
Walk with me. Where's Gary?
I was gonna say we ain't got Gary here. Jimmy, you're the new Gary. Walk.
I'll finish that, by the way, just quietly, Ray. I'm talking about the song. What was I going to say? For me, oh man, this is kind of hard. You could say Oba, but Oba's only has done a couple of things on the main roster, so I'm not going to go with him. I'm going to have to say LA Knight. Really, when you think about it, I mean, everyone. You can easily go and say Cena, but I'm going to put that aside.
Everyone's talking about LA Knight.
Yeah, CM Punk too, but LA Knight, I think the people want to get behind him. Everyone's in sync with him. It's just WWE haven't really done him any favors yet, but I'm sure they will pull the trigger eventually. I mean, shit. What am I talking about? He's high on the card anyway, man. So have they screwed him around? He's meant to be where he's at. He will get the big one eventually, I think. So I'm going to go LA Knight.
I'm going to go with you, Jimmy. I agree. I had LA Knight, but I see her from the chat. They're throwing out some good ones there. Dominic Mysterio, obviously.
Dom too.
Gunther, yeah. Amazing heat. Gunther there. Punk over like crazy. He's one of those game changers. We got to mention. I know it's a catchphrase. It's an entrance, but it's over when we're eating the thousands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, guys, who was more over than John Cena this year?
I know really there's no one than John Cena. That's why I said except for Cena.
You even look at even during the heel, and even that's even more reason and evidence how bad of an idea that was, because people just wanted to celebrate with Cena this year. They just wanted to have a good time. And you look at the merch, still how it went, and the ticket prices, people just to get that opportunity to see him one last time. But Jimmy, I'm going with LA Knight with you as well. The guy worked the most television matches. He is a workhorse. He's putting it in. He gets it with the character. Obviously, he emulates The Rock, Stone Cold. Yeah, that's what you do. Emulate success. Make it your own. and the people still love him. I know, Jimmy, you've been worried about he needs the breakthrough moment. Is he losing too much? But that almost the people rally behind him.
They're gonna do well in the end for him. I know that. I can see it too. That's why right now it's good that he's got time off.
I saw over the chat somebody mentioned Kalani Jordan, one of the best females there. We talk about some others here. But it does. It brings, I'm not talking about her being over. I'm using a little transition here as we're going to talk about here. You know, it is a body business. It is about your looks. Gentlemen, let's put our hound dog hats on here. Jimmy, who's your body slamming babe of the year? Who gets those Jimmy juices flowing?
That's a good one. Right now, I'm gonna have to say, wow, that's tough, man. There's a few to choose from, that's for sure. Wow, I feel like almost doing a pass. I need to think about this one. There's quite a few, man. I'm gonna if I have to pick one though. Oh man.
Oh, we got tons of them out there, Jimmy. Just say some names.
I know. There's a lot. It all depends. I mean, Ariana Grace, like Dan says, is obviously one. Sol Rooker is another one. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna have to go with right now. God.
Say something, dude. We hit that air.
You know what? Let me think more. You guys go next. I need to think about it.
Ray, you got it. You got one.
I got two, and they're two different flavors of ice cream.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to throw out the two. Now, one I've been putting over forever. And
actually,
congratulations.
I know. I'm gonna. That's a good pick.
Congratulations to her and her engagement this year. But I think Lash Legend is an alpha female. She is bad. She is my chocolate
the
princess.
Charles
That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to WWE, the round mound.
That is a fine woman. But above her and my number one choice, somebody that's right down my alley, I'm talking about the total package, Lex Luger, it's got to be Lola Vice.
Yeah. Bang. Dan, thank you. And you too, Ray. I'm going to have to go with
yeah, somebody said it.
Lola with that one
Lola
for sure.
Fucking Vice, bro. She is just bad.
I love Lash. Love Lola. Got them Thunder Cakes. Gotta love that dark chocolate and all that. I'll throw out some other ones there. She is absolute goddess, a Wonder Woman. How about the Megasis, Megan Bain? My only drawback on her is I look at her and then I just keep picturing that sleazeball Joey Janela climbing all over her.
That's why she goes out of my mind after
those dirty, nasty, bad boy balls slapping her brown eye. Man, I got to move that.
Tony Storm
to the side. Tony Storm, all right.
For me.
Hey, how about when this is a young girl's game, right? How about a little love for coming back, probably at her finest right now? A little Nikki Bella looking absolutely she's fabulous.
Can I
fabulous throw one out right now?
That Jimmy mentioned earlier before?
Roxanne Perez? I was thinking that too.
20s, bro. She's She's fine. Are we gonna do a hot dude too? Who's the hottest dude?
We've got some dudes. We got some dudes coming up. No Mick Foley pun there, but I'm gonna give.
I'm gonna say also. Who?
Who? You got. Oh yeah. How about that?
Sorry. I was gonna say Mina Shirakawa is a special pick too because she's right up there for me as well.
You know who gets my motor rev here, and it's to me because I'm a little more worldly, guys, and I'm just not superficial. Shar, she's over in the other room right now. She can't hear me, so I'm going to put over because I absolutely love the work she's doing, and she is absolutely gorgeous. She steals the show whenever she's on. Her guys are drawn to her, cameras drawn to her, and she ain't got to do any moves. It ain't about bumping in the ring. How about this Jackie Redmond?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was going to say that too. She's right up there for some reason as well. You could actually, can we include her?
Yeah, she's in a professional wrestling business. I'll put in mind to Jackie Redmond. All right, but Jimmy, you sexual deviant, you misogynist, you racist, all those terrible things that you are. We got to show love to the other side of this. Hey, Jimmy, who in wrestling do you like for your dad bod of the year, aka what? That dude's a wrestler?
Oh, easy. This one's the easiest thing on the planet. Eddie Kingston. I mean, just look at him. Can you not say that Eddie Kingston's that guy? there's no other pick other than Eddie Kingston in pro wrestling in 2025.
I love Eddie Kingston. I'm going with him mainly because and he's relatable. He's that average guy, you know, you can relate to him.
Oh.
He's out there kicking it. You go to any beer league softball park across this country, across North America, and there's a drunken brawl out there, and you start peeling people away to find out who's at the bottom and start at it. 10 out of 10 times, that guy looks like Eddie Kingston. You go to any ghetto across this country of ours, a gas station, and there's a guy leaned up next to a car outside with every girl, fine looking girl that goes in and out and say, "Hey, baby doll, what are you doing?" 10 out of 10 times, that guy looks like Eddie Kingston. He is our dad, my dad bod. Ray, you got any besides Kingston there?
I got a dad bod, but he's a skinny dad, and he's not a big dad. And he's the dad that used to be really cool in the 90s. He used to rollerblade everywhere. He used to go to the skate park. I'm talking about a guy that, you know, you look at him and he's like, ain't much to him. But this man climbed the biggest mountain in all of the world. I'm talking about the one and the only Darby fucking Allin.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those, that guy's a wrestler?
He's a wrestler? Yeah, he's a wrestler. And he's fucking, let me tell you something. Darby Allin is fucking dope. I love Darby Allin. He's one
So
of the
do I.
very
I'm a
few
huge fan of
guys
Darby.
in AEW that I absolutely love. So I'm going with Darby Allin. That's my dad bod. That's my guy. You can see him. You can see him in any meth clinic. Yep. You can see him in
dude. When I go to clinic, I'm sitting by like 10 Darby Allins.
Darby Allins, man. Any rehab.
Eddie Kingston's and Darby Allins. That's all it's in my rehab classes.
Hey, if you go to any church, there's always that guy that just came out of prison that's looking to change his life. That's Darby Allin. Darby Allin's my guy.
All right, that's our
I just want to say
wrestling picks of the year there.
Happy New Year, Alexa. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
Alexa from Germany.
Germany, Deutschland.
Hey guys, we are about diversity here. We show that love for everybody. Jimmy T, who do you believe this past year was the most LGBTQ friendly professional wrestling star of the year?
Break, Colin.
Oh, you know what? CM Punk.
We'll call this the Colin Award.
The Colin, it should be called the Colin Award. I'm going to go with CM Punk, and really you could also
in his beliefs there, and
only because he's got some whack beliefs. He really does. But also, do we say gay people? Can we actually include gay people here?
Yeah, that's part of that's what the letter. It's the second one. G.
Well, there's also the Acclaim too.
Oh yeah, we got the gentleman there. Big Ray, your pick for LGBTQ friendly.
Yeah, I love Anthony Bowens, man. I think the shit I think the shit that he's been doing with his former tag team partner and now kind of tag team partner Max Caster, they're going into the streets. Tony Khan is making them hang out and making them do this and that. I don't watch AEW, folks. I know
he doesn't clearly.
But Anthony Bowens, the work that he's been doing. Hey, listen, they're undefeated as a tag team this year. Am I wrong?
No, they haven't lost
ever since the breakup.
It's only been a couple of hours.
Let me tell you something. Anthony Bowens is everything you want in an LGBTQ wrestler.
That's true.
The guy can go. He's extremely handsome. He's extremely charismatic, and he's down to do whatever the fuck you need him to do to get himself over. So
right, and he doesn't get offended over fucking shit.
I think that's the biggest thing
that
Ray, that they're missing out, maybe across the board in AEW, is that PR, and that's a great representative, to reach a new audience.
Anthony Bowens is everything that Darren Young could have been.
Yes, but his character's not gay, Ray. Well, that's an excuse they
Bowens is way better than Darren Young, I think.
But here's the thing. Anthony Bowens, so with him and Max Caster, I don't know if you watch what they're doing, like especially on social media, where they walked through New York City and they were doing shit and they were like acting like assholes and like
the videos are the best, man.
Like when they say something nice about each other, he's like, Anthony Bowens is really a giving person. Yeah, when he's giving head or something. Like the shit that they say to each other but they do. They fuck and they make the gay jokes and
they do. That's what's funny about it, right?
And this is the thing I love about Anthony Bowens. Yeah, he's gay. It doesn't fucking define who he is. Anthony Bowens isn't a gay wrestler. Anthony Bowens is a fucking professional wrestler who's gay.
That's
Big
right.
fucking difference. I love
Big
Anthony
difference.
Bowens. Incredible star. I hope that young man gets to be on the WWE roster one day. I got to pee soon, guys. I might have to break away for 30 seconds. Is that cool?
Yeah, go.
We
man.
do that. Kill a little time
I'll be
here.
right back. I'll be right back. I got a pee-pee.
Go drain that vein. Big Ray's gonna be back with us. But I think when it comes down to being the LGBTQ friendly, there, not necessarily you have to be in that community or live that lifestyle. It's about a representation, and maybe it's just someone that they can, those types of fans, those individuals can rally behind. That has maybe an image. I'm gonna go with Kyle Fletcher.
That's a good pick.
He kind of dresses over the top. He's very elaborate. A great look there, and what an incredible athlete. I mean, he's like a young Randy Orton there. He's got a big, beautiful bald head there. He's got the pink and all that, kind of the air, the flamboyance, if you will. Right. So I like Fletcher there.
You know what? He was also another good pick to actually. You can make the argument he could have been the breakout star of the year too. I actually say that as one, which is a great pick also, and maybe you can make the argument that he could have been number one. So I'm putting him up there as a special. Comment basically, shall I say, when it comes to breakout
he had a hell of a year there, Jimmy. Many accolades, big moments. He's probably one of those that we'll be talking about a year from now. Again, maybe is one of this next question here for you, Jimmy. And this is a two-parter. Your male and female wrestlers of the year. So again, we might be talking about Fletcher in this category next year. But for 2025 each, one of each there.
All right. Well, until he got injured, I'm going to say Seth Rollins as male wrestler of the year because he was really the workhorse. All right,
Seth Rollins is your male. Big Ray on the move there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I had to pee quick.
That was quick, bro. Jesus, that was really quick.
My bathroom's right
Oh, okay, cool. But number two, I'm going to stick with the family. Becky Lynch.
Ooh,
she's had some great stuff.
Family affair. All right, I like it. Big Ray, the question is your choice. It's a two-parter, male and female. Count of the year.
Oh, male and wait, do they have to be like in a team or something? Or?
No.
But Money also is up there.
A guy and a girl. It just so happens that Jimmy picked the family, so not like mixed tag or anything. Just each division, just one of each.
Male and female of the year, and it doesn't have to be in the same company, right?
No, you do whatever you want. I'll throw out my female real quick while you're contemplating, run through all those great names. I'm going to go to AEW for this one. I just don't think that she's not the female of the year in that company. She is the all-around wrestler of the year, and I think that is timeless Toni Storm. Has done some amazing things there. So that is my female pick. My male pick would go on the other big company there, and I think you got to continue. I mean, the guy is carrying the workload there. He's been at the top of the card, the current champion, but he does all the great PR stuff. He carries himself like a true profession. We see him now. He's getting some movie stuff, some crossover and all. I'm going to go Cody Rhodes for 2025 male of the year.
All right. I'm going to go with two dark horses in this one. And I'm going to say because of how important he's been to the WWE storyline, he's gotten a match with John Cena, a big match where he got a big win and a big loss. I'm going to say my male star of this year, of 2025, he's gone to another level. This is Dirty Dom.
Nice.
I think Dirty Dominic Mysterio has had an incredible year. Now he's injured. Yeah, he got injured, but I think that's going to propel him to have a huge
mega champ, intercontinental champ,
bro.
That heat magnet.
Do it, and soon to be world champion. Remember I said that. Don't be surprised if this year he does it or next year. I think Dominic Mysterio. Cody Rhodes is a no-brainer, but if you're going to go dark horse, it's him. You kind of took the words out of my mouth when it came to female of the year. Her impact, her bump card this year, everything that she's done character-wise. Listen, I don't care. Look, I love the WWE, and I love the talent in NXT, but I don't think there is a better female professional wrestler or sports entertainer right now than Toni Storm. I think she's the top. She's the best. There are some that are right behind her, but I think for what she's done,
complete package.
She's a complete package.
The only one I would counter her, and if she wasn't injured, I think she would have blown even Tony out of the water. And that's not an insult, Tony. There is Liv Morgan, because she's on another level right now. So if there wasn't the injury,
funny, because I was gonna go with Dominic and Liv if it was like a
kind of like a pairing.
But if we're just going separate, I'm going Dominic and Toni Storm, hands down.
See, for me, Mercedes Moné was also one of my picks out of the number one. Number two.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Well, hey, on a kayfabe resume, maybe that could be made there, but come on,
Sure.
she's not doing anything there.
I mean,
gentlemen,
Jimmy, all due respect, she sucks, bro.
She entertains me, man, but she's not. She didn't win it for me.
well,
That's like I said, Becky Lynch
you and Tony Khan are the only two on the planet that apparently.
But it
she
is Jimmy's
entertains,
opinion, and Jimmy's opinion is valid, and it is his opinion.
Jimmy, you matter to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, and so do you guys. But like I said Becky Lynch number 1, Mercedes a close number 2.
We validate you, and we care about you.
Thank you.
Even though you're usually wrong, but you're okay with that.
Hey, it's subjective, Rick.
You know, one of the favorite conversations in all of professional wrestling, especially amongst the fans, is the creative conversation. And, you know, right now with even though Gates and numbers and all that skyrocketing, I think there was a general consensus across the board that creative's kind of down. Right? Would you agree with that, or are we too harsh on today's creative in wrestling?
Nah, I think they've gone too basic. They're too scared to push the envelope. See, back in the day, it was all about, you know, doing things out of the box. I think, you know, as much as people hate it, the last cool thing to be really done out of the box was the Broken Universe, where they did something that, yeah, I know it's stupid and it's weird, and you got the whole Star Trek, you know, transporting from here to there, and then talking to George Washington, who apparently died and became a fucking horse, and all this crazy shit, and Vanguard 1, who's basically a drone with the spirit of someone in him. You got the Puerto Rican grandpa over there digging up graves and shit.
Hey, what's his name again?
Oh, what was his name?
Senor Benjamin. Senor Benjamin. That's it.
You have his gorgeous wife playing the fucking piano. You got the kids getting involved, getting kidnapped by the Decay. That was the last great creative, I think, in pro wrestling. And what did it do? Made money, got people talking, screen time, fucking got them back to the WWE for one of the biggest pops in WrestleMania history. Delete. But nowadays, everything is too safe, and I think
they overdone it too, though, Ray. I think
it's crap. It's crap. I think creative now is crap because I'm not saying this. I'm going to put my partner over the vet. I could sit down with the vet and listen to the vet, and the vet can come up with, in 5 minutes, better storytelling than any of these fucking jobbers can come up with in a whole year of planning. And that is a fucking fact.
Hey, I love what you guys were talking about this past week on Next Level. Go listen to it. It's early on in the program, outside of the awesome sandwich talk, but the vet just laying out how with just the Americanas, how we can have all these new characters and all these different stories. And he comes on, and that's off top of set. You know, we get it in the locker rooms here with Ben, who has that background of the theater and can tell you why and how things should happen in the story and the plot devices. You're right, Ray. They're in a comfort zone, and they're afraid to invoke emotion and really connect with real life characters, because everyone gets so offended.
What did Eric Bischoff say? Have you read his book?
Controversy creates
cash. God damn.
And guess what, folks? The same thing happens in politics. The same thing happens at work. The same thing happens in your family. Why do you think, you know, during Thanksgiving people argue? Like it's about controversy. It's about differing opinions. It's about thinking out of the box. It's about doing different things, trying different things. Do you think if WWE would have fucking gone out of business if they didn't change up and try some new shit back in the Attitude Era?
Thanks.
Man, I'm telling you, brother, I'm hoping for a renaissance. I'm praying for a renaissance because I may stop doing wrestling podcasts, but I will never stop watching wrestling. It will always be on my TV. So
part of your life. It's part of our soul. All of us.
Right. It always will be. If it hasn't left our lives now, it's never going to leave our lives.
Well, Jimmy, as we all agree, most fans do out there, we are in a lull when it comes to creative, but we do got who is doing it the least wrong? Who is your pick for Booker of the Year for 2020?
Can I just say none of them? The Booker of the Year is us. That's who the Bookers of the Year is.
All right. Jimmy's giving it to the vet.
Yeah, no, when I say us, I'm talking about HMG as a collective, right? Not just the three of us. I think we've come up with so much better shit, and then they just screw it up, man. And this year's been tough, not only on the WWE side of things, but also
I think that's
the AEW side of things.
I mean, it's like it seems like they're leading that horse towards the water there quite a bit, and it's like, or how did you get that wrong? Or like, why didn't you what happened there? Like or we regularly talk about their creative is only hitting on like 30 or 40%. Big Ray, if you had to give out, say, you know what, at least you were doing it the best of the group this year.
Man, I'm gonna get shit for this, and I'm gonna get shit for this from my own.
You're gonna say Russo, aren't you?
I'm not gonna be fucking Russo.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Even though I love what he's doing with
JCW
wrestling.
Shout out to Vito, your boy.
That's my guy.
Absolutely.
I love my boy. I love Vito. I don't think you guys understand the kind of the goodness.
Just a downright, just amazing, good human being.
Bro, just a fucking
kayfabe, fellas. Come on.
Kayfabe, right? And his wife. I love you, Noel. But in all seriousness, man.
We are doing kayfabe, Jim. We don't want to get whacked. You don't talk bad about
Exactly.
I'm gonna say for storyline continuity, for matches, for me being invested in the product, it's gonna be for me, Shawn Michaels for NXT. I think NXT is.
You're there every week with it, seeing what he's doing with those kids,
and I watch everything else. Yes, folks, I do watch AEW. God damn it, I do watch TNA, and I do watch.
You should join us on the Ricky, Dre.
No,
come on, man.
I will not. But listen, maybe one day. But in all seriousness, man, I think Shawn Michaels has put together a product that the vet hates it. He believes it's shit. But I personally, and I say it every week, I enjoyed NXT this week. Don't I always say that most of the time?
You do. You're way more positive than the vet. Put it that way when it comes to NXT.
And the vet is not wrong. He has the right because he understands the business from a different aspect. Me as a fan,
absolutely.
Me as a fan, I find to enjoy these. I take joy in watching young talent who's coming up. And yeah, maybe the matches are shit, and maybe the storylines are ridiculous, and maybe things are so stupid to be happening in the most dangerous part of any pro wrestling world, and that's the NXT parking lot. But with that being said,
it's a rough neighborhood.
As a person being invested in the pro wrestling product, I'm gonna give it to HBK. That's my. And guess what? Right behind him, it wasn't a Triple H. It's fucking Tony Khan. Sorry, I know it sounds like shit. I know you guys hate to hear it, but what Tony Khan's done with keeping his people happy, with the amount of the size of roster that he has, and the quality that they're putting out, it may not be the best, but for the fan base, they love him, and for that, he's over. So I'm giving Tony Khan credit, but for me, it's HBK.
He's booking for the sickos because he
and that's the problem, right? He's not growing. He's fan base by doing that.
For me, gentlemen, professional wrestling, it's about those characters that connect with the audience. It's about storytelling that reaches deep down into your soul and wants you come back for more. It's about putting asses in the seats, record sellouts, record viewership numbers, distribution, great business, all of that. Sports entertainment personified. And gentlemen, no one does it better than Roger Goodell of the NFL.
All right.
He is the booker of the year. But guys, hey, this has been a lot of fun. But I want to take the last part of the show here because the major shout outs, share some memories, some moments, and maybe your choice here. But this is why we're all here. This is what it's about, and it's the Hameen Army. It's those that are over in the 100%. Chat. Those are coming back and hitting that play. Thank you for everyone that was part of Channel Attitude. We are moving into the future with some big things, big announcements coming up here, letting you get eased into 2026 when we make our transition. But we are here, been doing this, going on damn near a decade strong for the Hameen Media Group. Looking forward to another one, another decade, another year, all of that. Big Rebel, let's start this one because this is your time to shine your favorite part of the week. Those big shout outs. Talk about the Hameen Army, what it's meant to you over this year, some of your favorites, and if you feel inclined, if you can possibly do it, who is your Hameen Army soldier of the year?
All right. So, wow. I mean, you can go through a litany of people. So first and foremost, my thought process, and I've said this on NXT, I've said this on Raw. This has been, on a personal level, one of the most difficult times in my life. And I've lost 3 incredible people. I lost one of my best friends, if not a brother, my boy Tim, to cancer. I lost my mother-in-law, Carmen, I love you, to cancer. And I lost my god sister just 2 weeks prior to that to a freak fucking accident on the day before Thanksgiving. For those that don't know, they see me here smile. They see me here laugh. And it's because of you guys. I come here because of the chat. I come here because of my co-hosts like Jimmy, like RBV, like, of course, the vet, like Matt, like Ben. You guys have made this year a little easier. And if I have to say if there is one person that has also been through some shit but continues to be the ultimate soldier for the Hameen Army, I don't think there's anyone, and I'm saying I love all you guys equally, but I'm going to give my love to the one and the only Kaz. Yes, that dude goes on social media. He promotes. He puts over. He cuts video. He's always reaching out to see how I'm doing, and I know there are things that he's going through, not going great.
He's blowing me up with clips right now as we're on.
He is always there. You guys in the chat have no idea how much Kaz puts in to what we do here. So for me, he is the general of the Hameen Army. I bow down to you, Kaz, and I give you the credit, and I thank you for not only being a good friend, not only being an excellent promoter for what we do here, but just an all-around friend and fan that we could not survive without. We need people like Kaz. We need people like Elizabeth, Cold-Blooded, Dan Heffron, Artist Return, Cruz, all you guys in this fucking, even the evil hate bot, Saint Vicious, we need you all. And we thank you. And I'm sorry if I didn't mention everybody's name because we go down the whole litany. But that's why whenever I start off the NXT show, the next level, I give everybody a shout out in the chat because you guys are there and you deserve to be acknowledged. So
absolutely, Jimmy, your year, express your gratefulness, gratitude towards these amazing, the Hameen Army.
Man, again, it's got to be the chat. The amount of good things, even though I'm the resident racist of HMG, they actually give me a lot of love too, man. And
that could be feud of the year: Jimmy T versus every other race, non-white.
Excuse me, don't laugh, but yeah, no, and it's all in good fun, of course. And just it means the world when I get messages and whatnot of how much I do for them by doing the shows with you guys, and that always gets me, man. And it puts life into perspective. You know what I mean? When you think like no one's around, there's so many people you can talk to. And, I've spoken to a lot of the chat, man, on a personal level too. So for me, it's got to be the chat and all you guys at HMG, man. I mean, if I wasn't doing this stuff with you guys,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just, it makes me happy doing these shows week in, week out with you boys. And it means the world to me, man. So, yeah, it's got to be the HMG collective as a whole.
Awesome, man. I do want to give a shout out to Ray. You guys mentioned so many names there. How about over there, Dan Heffron? Always, sharing a lot of stuff, content on social media, contributing some music. I use over on the 10 count as our open. Always there for us, man. Liz, anything. She's better than our Google. You need anything, she's on top of that stat wise.
She is a legit queen of this HMG.
She is our queen.
Deadass.
We talk about those moments, those stories. I think it was on a watch along with Let's Go Brandon, doing what he does 7 days a week.
That's another dude, Brandon.
7 days a week.
Man.
The vet, I mean, let's be real, guys. And look,
Liz is telling us a story about her boob falling out. That was one of my entertainers of the year.
And listen, we get on Jimmy's ass, but Jimmy, you are a pain in the ass to get a hold of at times, but you are very passionate and you're always here. We appreciate
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
RBV, you guys are the best, man. Listen, that's why I'm saying I don't give a fuck if we get thousands of listeners or thousands of watchers. I don't give a shit. For me, it's about the quality of the content and the quality of the people that watch us and follow us and support. We support each other. We're a family. And sometimes the family is not thousands of people. It's just a very small, intimate group.
Sometimes it's just 20 Puerto Ricans in an apartment for Thanksgiving.
Like right now.
But hey,
they're still here.
They want to see. They want to see what Uncle Ray's doing. This show was filmed in front of a live studio audience there in New York City.
Go soon. Let's end this.
We'll wrap it up here. Hey, I do want a little sentiment deep from my heart here, guys. A year ago, January 28th, is when I was checked into a hospital. A week in the loony bin. I really didn't know how to cope in life. I was in a very strange, deep place. Took a couple bottles of whiskey, put them to my head, and tried to pull the trigger. Thankfully, failed in that attempt. It's been a year, almost going on a year here, man. I've told this story because I hope it touches people, that they can use my experiences there, my survival, going through this rehab process and trying to refine my life. But that's not just about me in it, because my rock, where my home was, where I could always come to find that acceptance, to find that strength, that encouragement, that inspiration, was the Hameen Media Group each and every week, coming together to be a part of the Talking Heads in the studio, on the air with you gentlemen. The rest, Brandon, Vet, Ben, Professor, Hammer, who's joining the family. You know, all of the camaraderie we had. But I love our live stuff because it lets us get in touch with our audience, with the Army, to bring us together and, you know, reaching out through social media and all that. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I would be here without the Hameen Army, the Hameen Media Group. So I thank everybody with that. What a 2025 it's been. We got a lot for 2026 coming up.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, boys, I mean, that was the perfect way to actually end the show. But I was going to ask,
throw up that X, man. Let's.
Well, is there any? Do you want to get your socials out there, or do we just end it right here?
They know where we're at. They know where we're
at.
That's true. And by the way, also look out for a Wrestle Kingdom review show actually coming out actually very soon. Once Wrestle Kingdom kicks off on the 4th.
Wrestle Kingdom.
That's right. It's going to be me, the vet. I hate all of you. We hate you too, bud.
We hate you too, bud.
But yes, it's going to be me, the vet, and of course, Jago is actually making a running
Whoa!
too. Whoa! Yeah, he's back.
Yes, hey, pull the
One
curtain
not
back.
only.
Getting the march, returning to the Hameen Media Group platform this January. Me and Jargo riding again.
So, you know, we haven't spoken about New Japan, and we felt like, you know what, we need an alternative to the normal wrestling we talk about. So we are going to do Wrestle Kingdom. So look out for that.
Wrestle Kingdom.
But other than that, you know where to find us and what shows we're on. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T. He's the pundit of the people, Big Ray Hernandez, and that is R to the B to the V. And you've been listening and watching the HMG end of year 2025 awards show with all of us. And I just want to say thank you to the whole chat. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. Till next time, peace.
Let me give everybody a big
yes, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, shuggy duggy quack quack.
And we're out. See yous.
Bye, guys.